What it is, what is up, what is good, gamers? This is Shona71, aka Digadulamite.
Bling bling, y'all.
And we've got episode 265 of the Gaming Vessels podcast coming at you. Now, of course, I'm not in the digital studio alone. Along with me, I got my partners in crime. First on deck, we got Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Hater.
That's me.
Aka the Cat Daddy, aka that gamer stepdaddy. What's going on, man?
Hey, as always, not much. Just trying to stay dry. I hope you're all staying dry out there because there was a bomb cyclone or something that happened, or bomb weather that's happening in California. So I stayed inside, didn't leave unless I had to, and it has been great. It's been great. Just napping, chilling out, loving it. So I'm good.
Little rain over here, but not too much. I mean, it's been beautiful, like outside in the last 2 days, so we only got really 1 day of rain, really.
Nah, it rained pretty strong up here, so in the Bay. But yeah, the last 2 days have been kind of, today was kind of nice. I guess yesterday was kind of nice too. So yeah, been pretty good.
Cool. Of course, our show is a no-go without Trader Joe, aka Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as you might also know him as the Food Max of gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just another week down. This Black Friday business is like, I'm putting the pedal to the metal, man. So probably purchasing things I shouldn't be purchasing, so.
Yeah,
probably.
We'll probably get into that later, but I have to be honest. I'm not thrilled with what I've seen thus far. Not thrilled. I haven't checked every corner, looked under every, checked every website. But from what I'm seeing, for what I'm trying to get, I'm not super enthused. So.
Well, there's still time. I mean, obviously, there might be
Friday itself hasn't come yet.
Yeah. So it's not a thing. It just depends.
I just love Joe holding out hope.
Yeah.
No, I'm more like just
ever the optimist.
Mm-hmm.
Let it roll. Whatever comes. Whatever doesn't come, guess what? You can buy it later. Not a big deal. So.
It's true.
All right,
that is true.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to move us to what is always our first topic on our docket. Playlist coming at you right now. So let's kick things off with Dez. What you been playing, man?
Actually, I have not been playing that much at all. This past week was super busy for me. So I had a lot of stuff to do with work and just some other personal stuff. So the only game that I was able to get to was Dragon Age: The Veilguard. And I have to admit, the more I play it, the more I'm enjoying it. I really like the episodic sort of mission structure that you have. Like, you do a mission, and the mission starts, and then boom, you do the mission, and then you get like a little synopsis of everything that happened in the mission. You get a little story from Varric, and then you're back at the lighthouse, and I like that. You get some some experience. You get some gold. You get a couple of new things, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it so far. I do think that all of the characters look fine, although I do have to admit not controversy, but the stuff that people are saying about the Darkspawn, they did soften the look on the Darkspawn a little too much, in my opinion. So I will definitely listen to the haters about that, but the rest of the game looks fine, and I'm enjoying it. So this is a game that I will be beating, as long as it keeps me interested. It's been a slow burn to meet the people because you can meet the people in certain, like, they kind of dole out various different quests in certain at certain times, and you can do them. You can do all different quests whenever you want. So it is kind of an open mission structure that I really like. So again, above all, I'm liking it, and I do think that if you were on the fence, you should try it. If you have an EA account, definitely do that. If you can get it cheap on Black Friday, or you want to wait, I do think it's a game worth playing, definitely. So, but that's it for me. So I'm gonna kick it over to Kev. Kev, what have you been playing, buddy?
Aside from my usual Helldivers 2, finally completed a hard automaton mission solo. I never even thought I would even get that far. I didn't clear the map, but I did complete the mission and I was able to abstract.
Oh, cool.
So that I consider that a goal met. Still enjoying that game. Played a little bit of EDF 6. I am now on mission 99. So I got one more before I break 100. And I also purchased the one DLC pack. I think there might be 2 available now. I don't know when those kick off. I want to play through the base game first, and then I'll jump into the DLC because I think it's you can select to jump into the DLC at any point once you purchase it. So still having fun with that game, but I didn't play it as much as I played either one of those games, rather, as much as I have been playing Rise of Ronin. This is one of those games that kind of put its hooks in me in a big way. And it takes about I'd say maybe 3.5-ish. I'm going to say for me, it was about 4 hours, but this game was kicking my ass. So your time spent may vary. I got to the point in the story, major plot twist that you probably would have picked up on the first 30 minutes of the game. You knew that plot twist was coming, but it was still dope when it happened. That incident happened, and now the game has really opened up. You have the opportunity to actually really interact with the people in the towns that you're in, completing quests for them, because the idea is for you to build bonds with the individuals that you come across, those that can join you in missions, as well as those in the environment, the NPCs in the environment. You help them out. That in turn opens up additional skills, combat styles, all kinds of dope stuff for your skill tree. So I'm at the point where all of that stuff has kind of been exposed. They've also introduced factions, for lack of a better term. You probably better to call them political groups. There's a specific name that they have for them. That it's not factions, but the game specific name is escaping me right now. But you can choose to ally yourself with a certain faction. That will in turn gain you access to purchasable weapons, buffs, skill styles, skill sets that you would not otherwise get access to if you didn't do those missions. Now, the more you side with a faction, the less opportunity you're going to have to do missions for another faction or another group, because they're all kind of at odds with each other. It's kind of, if you ever played that most recent Mafia 3?
Yeah.
With that takes place in I guess, what is it, Louisiana?
Yeah.
If you played that game, it's not quite as it's not as convoluted as that, but it's kind of a similar structure. But instead of taking over territories, it's just philosophies that you're aligning yourself with, and those philosophies kind of shape the story. And also the benefits to you is that you will gain different skills and attributes depending on which factions you decide to do missions for. So I'm at that point, and the game is kind of starting to open up. But man, Rise of Ronin is just combat is it's peak. It's very peak. I'm not gonna. It's not Ninja. It's not Ninja Gaiden. I know this is a Team Ninja joint. It doesn't play like Ninja Gaiden at all. It is more close. It is more closely to compared to a Dark Souls. You do have a what they call it, a stamina bar. Normally, I hate action games with stamina bars. This one is not too intrusive, but you do have to you do have to keep it in mind. The combat is just it's just peak. It's really good when you get into a combat flow. That's what I call it. When you get into a combat flow and you're really paying attention, you're observing and identifying those cues, you're dodging moves that you're unfamiliar with until you get used to their tells, and then you can go in and start countering them. I mean, this game is just, the combat is just, it's chef's kiss, really. Pretty game. I mean, is it Ghost of Tsushima pretty? No, but it's crisp. Graphics are crisp, 60 frames per second, really sharp on the Pro, and it's I think it's one hell of a game. It is rapidly what used to be kind of, because normally when I jump into game time, it's fairly late at night. I'm doing like maybe trying to do one or two missions of Helldivers 2, and then I'm switching right over to Rise of Ronin because it's just it's really good. I would, even if you like action games, this is a recommend, for 100% recommendation. It's very good. So that has been what I have, the few games that I have been playing. So I'm going to pass the mic to Jabroni Chief. What you got in rotation, dude?
Seems like the usual suspects. So was playing a little bit of Secret of Mana this week, and I started falling asleep. So I have not progressed that much in that game. So I gotta like maybe turn it on a little bit sooner, possibly. But the other game I've been playing, or other few games, Earth Defense Force World Brothers has really got its kind of claws in me a little bit. Just it's easy breezy like tendencies, and you guys were asking me last week's show as far as why would you play this versus playing regular Earth Defense Force, and just having the 4 characters out in the field with you and be able to switch on the fly between the different character classes kind of gives it a new strategy, because basically I could be playing as a wing diver and flying up to the top of a building, and then from there I could switch over to another character type like a ranger or some other type where I could use some missile launchers or use a rocket launcher of some sort. So in a way, because going back and forth between the 4 character classes, it's like pretty strategic in a way, and with the difficulty kind of being dialed down. There's hand-to-hand too, which is crazy. I picked up the ninja class.
Wow.
I picked up the dragon. Forgot the character class, like dragon princess or whatever. But basically, it's all just melee. It's like, imagine you doing like a 1,000 punch like specials and that kind of thing. Like I have a 99 punch special with the particular dragon lady character class that's just like outstanding. So imagine if you want to do like a kung fu on a Hector, for God's sake. I mean, it just makes it kind of taking that formula and just basically making it wackier than even regular Earth Defense Force, and everything looks crisp with the game too. I mean, pretty much you got all the buildings are destructible. So, but they're in that voxel Lego Minecraft type graphics. But the plot line is silly, just like regular Earth Defense Force, except they're not playing it more on the nose. It's a lot more like very tongue in cheek on there. So. There was one sequence where they were bringing out a like big Godzilla type monster, and the narrator was basically going, "Oh, this is where you basically wait and possibly fight this particular creature until it decides to retreat." So they're being all self-referential basically in the whole plot line and storyline. And so the way the game is structured is that you're going and basically restoring the voxel Earth, the square Earth, into one on here because the aliens have come in and basically separated all the worlds. And so at certain points, you could actually fall off the edge of the map on there. So if you fall off the edge of the map, then you basically are brought back with a life bar like lessened by a significant degree. You could also drown. So there's water in this game too. So it just happens to be sometimes you get kind of nuts and you get kind of lopped into the water indiscriminately. So, but some characters actually, between the wing diver and the other characters, they fly and be able to jump and all the other kind of attributes for each of the character classes. It's like super exaggerated as well. So, we happen to play some game night Earth Defense Force World Brothers with listener Surgeon Fire, Jason. Got on and he played with me, and it's crazy good. The multiplayer is actually played to where I was expecting maybe to play as one character versus four, but both me and Jason had a 4-character roster to bring out into the field. So we were switching characters on the fly. So I could imagine a 4-player online multiplayer game has 16 different EDF characters in the field fighting against this, that, and the other thing. So it's kind of got its hooks in me, and I'm kind of imploring everyone that has played EDF to give it a fair shake on here. There's I think altogether like 5 biomes in the game, so should be like a pretty easy playthrough if need be. But that's basically Earth Defense Force World Brothers in a nutshell right now. I'm also playing Turok. I'm got past level. I'm playing level 3, I believe, on there.
Powerful system on the planet. He's playing Turok, y'all. Just sink in. He's loving it. It's like McDonald's over here. He's loving it.
I bring it back to like the mid 90s, late 90s FPS because back in the day, FPS used to be like super like arcadey kind of fun, like kind of go in, and this is at the beginning of FPS. And Tarika's game I could throw on and talk to y'all online and just chat. I don't want to be playing super serious RPG or something and sitting there blabbing and not paying attention unless I'm grinding or something. So that's what made me kind of look at Turok. And just I've been so enthralled with playing Turok, I moved over and fired up Doom 64 for some freaking reason. So, and never played that game because I would have never bought Doom 64 back in the day because I would not pay $80 for no freaking Doom on N64 with the blocky ass graphics. But from what I played, it seems pretty fun on there. Of course, Doom 64 and then obviously regular Doom. You're only dealing with going left to right. You can't move up or down. So it's so basic because it was from the beginning of first person shooters, of course. So it's jarring. I wish in a way if there was a way in the menu settings to be able to move so I can move full way through the level on there. But that's just the way the game was designed on there. So, and yet again, another like arcadey, fast-paced action, old school first-person shooter. So, hell, this might kind of inspire me to check out like the latest Doom. Maybe play Doom or play the sequel to that on there. I have both in my backlog, so it might be worthy of a good time with more Bethesda joints with Doom with id Software and whatnot. So. But and that's pretty much it for my games this last week. I've still been playing around with my Pro, installing more games I'm not playing, much to the chagrin of the high-res hater. So,
Well, to my chagrin, you do what you want, sir. I
I
want
know,
you to.
man.
I want you to live your best life.
You got it. Well, I was, because I went to the movies and saw Gladiator 2. So Ridley Scott's sequel to the movie that came from, like, what, 15 years ago at least?
Like that was longer than that, I think.
Yeah, maybe 20. Who knows? It's like someone coming up with
It
like a
might be
sequel
30
to
years.
300 or something. So, but
You like it?
that's a good popcorn flick, lots of manly man doing manly things, and poor Denzel, and Denzel doing Denzel things as well. So,
Did you fall asleep during it?
I fell asleep just very, very briefly, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So
He said it was long. Like the first thing he texted me after he was over was, "Man, that movie was long," with like a yawn emoji, and I'm like, "Yeah, these movies are no joke, dude." They what was that? Okay.
Investment, time
Oh hell yeah!
investment.
They're like want you to feel it. You just
No
can't
easy
see
breezy
it.
90 minutes, that's for sure. But no, I did not go to the, like, because Regal, you could go to like the 4DX and like have the seat rumble and have shoot water on you and all that stuff. But yeah,
Didn't you do that once?
I did that with the latest Alien movie, and yeah, it's like first and last time, because
Yeah.
desire. If you ride a ride at like Disneyland or Disney World or something, it's unique. Something where you in there doing a whole seat shimmy and all this other crap. But for like a 2-hour movie, I don't want to deal with that crap. This is a point that I wasn't comfortable, and I want to be comfortable at the movie. So, but 2 thumbs up to the diabetic caramel popcorn at Regal too, as well. So me and my movie buddy, we basically we were Regal Crown Club members, and we upgraded a small popcorn to a large using our Regal points, and then we upgraded to caramel corn versus regular popcorn, and diabetes be damned on that. That caramel corn is some good on there. So, in fact, since the movie was so long, Gladiator 2, I wound up taking my receipt and getting that maximum Trader Joe value and getting another bucket of caramel popcorn. So,
So you getting ready for that Ozempic?
You got it. You got it. Both me and my movie partner, man, we're commenting, man, I could still taste caramel like 6 hours later.
Of course you could.
That's not. That is so chemically filled.
Maybe it's. I gave myself a self high colonic by like.
That's not how that works, dude.
I long for the days of. Now they put this stuff in, but they gawked at the idea of popcorn being fried in coconut butter because it was too unhealthy. But they're giving us all this other crap.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing that I find so weird about the way I do. That was when I really enjoyed theater popcorn, was when it was fried in coconut oil. There's really nothing like it, and real butter, not this synthetic piss that they put over it now. But yeah,
wow.
Sorry.
It's not that good. It's not that good. No, you're right. It's not good. It's like,
I've gotten used to movie popcorn, which in my,
it's so salty.
I know. But otherwise, that's been my week. So more caramel popcorn for your lives. Yum yum. So.
Give me that caramel.
All right. We're gonna. After that diabetic discussion,
Well, Thanksgiving's coming up, man. It's like my
Yes.
mini Thanksgiving right there. So
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
and we're all gonna be knocking on diabetes' door in the next few
Yeah.
days.
Yep.
All right, so that's gonna bring us to our next topic on the docket, and that's gonna be our main event. All right, Tyrez Hater, you got the mic, my friend.
All righty. So for this one, we had a pretty straightforward, very easy one, and so much so that we're actually going to extend the question out because we want to hear what folks are going to be getting. We only got one response. That's from our longtime listener, Goonie. Thank you, Goonie. But we really want to hear from you all. So if you're listening on any of the streaming platforms, or if you're even listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe and share. Let us know. Please let us know. What are your plans? What are your planned gets for Black Friday and Cyber Monday? We just hit the first time, and Cyber Monday. Let us know your roadmap, and we'll discuss it in our next episode. So I'm going to read Goonies first, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that we got. I actually did pick up a couple of games. So Goonie says, I was looking at some physical PS5 games that are on sale. I had Armor Core, Sandland, Persona 3, Reload, and a few others in my cart, but after taking a look at my giant backlog, I changed my mind. Those games will go on sale again and possibly at lower prices. So what's the rush? No, Goonie. See, that's the problem. You thinking too logically, my friend. You just gotta go with the flow. You got a good job. You got a job. Got a job. You can get them now. It's fine. He also says, I was also looking at the MetaQuest 3 after hearing how good the new VR Batman game is, but I already have two systems collecting dust, the Xbox and the Switch. I don't think I'll get much use out of the MetaQuest with the PS5 and Steam Deck dominating my limited gaming hours. Lastly, he says, it's dumb and expensive, but I've gotten into building custom keyboards recently, so I'm looking at a couple of group buys that'll be happening over the next few weeks. Other than that, just looking for good deals on stuff for the house and kitchen. See, look at Goonie, planning all of his various different gets, not just within the video game realm. So look I'm glad to hear people taking advantage of all of the various great sales and not just keeping it only to video games and systems. So good on you, Goonie. Though I think you should just go ahead and buy those games. Think about it. You have so much more to talk to Joe about, while you're sitting next to him in the cubicles. So there you go. Speaking of JoJo's, Joe, what did you get? I know you picked up a lot of stuff. So let's show Goonie how it's done. What have you gotten, my friend?
are you talking about just this last week? Because I did talk about some gets last episode.
Dude, I know you got more. Come on now. Let's be real. Let's be real.
I know.
All right then.
All right. So as far as what I've gotten, just a little here and there. So I picked up Sonic Shadow Generations on that. So that just got discounted at Target and other places for $29.99. So I was like hemming and hawing about it. And just okay, I'll grab it. So I also picked up Gundam Breaker 4. I want to mess with my Gunpla and be able to build some Gundams virtually because I'll never do it physically ever. So, but
you never know.
Never know. Maybe this will instill some passion for me to start building Gundam on there. But it's on sale at. It's on sale at most retail outlets, the good ones, for $29.99 on there. I also picked up Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition physical for the PS5. I was like hemming and hawing, but it's like $50, includes the first game as a digital code, has all the DLC for Alan Wake 2, and so given its kind of clout as far as what it's been talked about, I figured, hey, might as well just add it to the collection, have it, so I could play it when I want to play it. I also picked up a game from GameFly. I picked up Kevin's favorite game, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, for PS5.
Awesome.
on there. So yeah, I did pick up Flintlock. It got to my $20 price point because I don't think it's any worthy beyond the $20. But cool to have that physically, and gonna check that out. I know, and pretty much that's what I picked up. I know I've just put an order in with Uniqlo to pick up some T-shirts, and so I just did that as well. I got some Godzilla 70th anniversary T-shirts, along with a few other T-shirts of note on there. I think one from particular anime series. Let's see, which one did I get? Hold on.
You got a couple of good ones?
There's a couple on clearance. It's like Demon Slayer. It was one of the ones I grabbed. It was like a $10 T-shirt. So it's like, oh.
Uniqlo. See, people sleep on Uniqlo sometimes, and some of the stuff is really good. So yeah. I've seen them at various different places, various different cons that I've gone to, and especially with the different the different licensing they're able to get. That and Fangamer, both of them are really, really good with the type of shirts and merchandise you can get. So don't sleep on some of these places, y'all.
Oh yeah, no, Uniqlo is pretty good. I like and I picked up a Final Fantasy 16 T-shirt. It was like $9.90, but it had the dog companion on the back. It was basically an artist rendition of the dog. I don't know what the name of the dog is in Final Fantasy 16. Now, Kev, if you could help me out. Do you remember?
Oh, that's...
I don't remember the name of the dog. I don't.
Dog was cool, though.
Yeah.
But I know which one you're talking about.
It's Torgal. So.
Torgal. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Jorgal.
Torgal. Oh, boy.
No, it's Jorgal. Jorgal.
Oh, no, not that. But yeah, I'm also picking up, been buying some other things, shoes. I whatever reason inspired me to do this, but I went ahead and I picked up a pair of shoes on Amazon Resale, which is basically Amazon Warehouse. So I decided, okay, let's take a Trader Joe risk to see if I could get a $20 discount on a pair of shoes. Thinking that maybe it were just like, bought and returned with the tag still on and everything. And I got these things and they're like dog-eared. They had little bits out of them. The logo on the bottom of one of the shoes worn off because it was worn so much. So yeah, those things are going back. Jeff Bezos, why are you trying to sell me someone's used ass shoes? Come on, get out of that shit. So
yeah, gross.
But thankfully Amazon.
Were they bowling shoes?
No, they're a pair of Skechers slip-ons because that's how I roll. I don't have to tie no shoes. Hell no, I ain't gonna bend over.
I like Skechers. I'm in love with Skechers, bro. That's the only type of shoe that I wear now.
I've been getting the Arch Fit extra wide because as well as I talked about on the show, I'm a big man, but so are my feet. My feet are freaking big, huge too. So I wear a size 13 extra wide on there, and
hear that, ladies? Big feet.
Yeah, big feet. You know what they say with men with big feet? They got big socks. Big socks. Large socks. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
This is a kid's show.
It was G-rated as all well as get out. I got big socks. I have to custom order my socks from Costco. I can't even. I get tube socks on Costco.com, so I recommend them.
We're not a Costco review show, so.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
No, let's keep it pushing, please.
Okay, well I'm pushing. I'm
Check
done.
That's cleared.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I purchased. So one thing that I've been on the hunt for, and I'm taking a look to see where the prices kind of go for me, is maybe a 2 terabyte memory expansion for the PlayStation 5 on here. So, and I'm kind of looking right now. I know that Newegg has a one for $109.99. I missed a deal from Wario64, but there's one from another company that he had a coupon code for that came out to like $84.99. To me, a 2 terabyte stick for $84.99 is a good time. That's a party right there. So
You get it?
I did not get it. I missed it.
What?
I didn't catch it. No, it was already
See?
sold out by the time I saw it. So
Was it sold out? That's why you didn't get it?
yeah, it's sold out. That's why
Okay,
I
good.
did it. Yeah.
I thought the Goonie infection had been spread, and I'm like, oof. Can't have
No.
responsible purchases. Come on now.
Buy now, pay later. Come on. You know, Putin decides to launch a nuke. You know, hey, I went to my grave with a happy smile on my face, right? Horror.
Bunch of games. There you go.
Yeah, bunch of plastic disc. I have not gotten any enjoyment out of it, but hey, c'est la vie. So
That's just the way it goes.
That's just the way it goes. Yes.
That's right.
All right, Des. What are you looking for Black Friday, sir? What have you?
What
picked
am I
up?
looking for?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
World peace.
World peace. I wish. No. Well, always, but no. What I've actually bought some stuff. I finally broke down, and I bought 2 games. The PSN sale started, and I'm a PSN fan. You know this. So I went ahead and took a look, and while the sale is not super, super good, I went ahead and did bite the bullet, and I bought 2 games. The games that I bought were Richie Cunningham Survivor. So I got that. Star Wars Richie Cunningham Survivor. I really liked the first one, and I figured, you know what? It's like, I think it was like less than 20, around $20. So I was like, okay, I'll buy it. It's been out since last year. I'll buy it. I'll see what's up with Richie and his 5 o'clock shadow looking all grungy, like he's ready to do some wicked work. I'm like, all right, Richie, let's go. So we'll see it. I could not bring myself to buy Star Wars Outlaws yet, because I know that's going to go down even more. So I'm gonna wait for that one until it's really, really cheap, and then I'll buy that one. Because again, regardless of what you think about Star Wars as a franchise as a whole with their movies and whatnot, I do like the lore, and I do like what's going on with it. So I'm a sucker. So I bought it, and I'll try it. I'll play it again. I did not beat the last one because it got really kind of long in the tooth when you had to start going back to different stuff. And once you're able to do the force push, it got super easy. But up until then, I was rolling with it, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good. So I'm gonna see how Jedi Survivor is, just to see how, like, I might like it. I don't know. It's cheap. I had some disposable cash. Let's go. And then the last game that I bought was Dragon's Dogma 2. And it was the deluxe edition because it was like, I want to say it was like 50 or 65% off. And I have the other one digitally as well, the Dark Arisen with the double pack with everything in it. So I got that. And I bought that a while ago. And so I figured, you know what? Let me play this Dragon's Dogma 2 and see how it goes. So I bought that. Haven't started it yet. I just bought it last night. So yeah, those are the 2 games that I actually sat down and purchased. I have not yet pulled the trigger on a couple of games that I wanted to get from some of the limited print run type games from like Pix and Love and VGP, and there's another one too. I can't remember the name, but anyway. So I'm gonna probably sometime this week sit down and do it. If I don't, I definitely will do it on Cyber Monday, because there might be some even better deals. And I know I might miss out on some of the more super the greatest, Switch games, because I collect for Switch. So I'm much more okay with buying digital purchases from PSN. So I'm fine with that. But I collect for the Switch, and I'm working on my Switch database right now because I have so many Switch games that I get from Japan and from overseas that I need to make sure that I'm not double dipping. I can't pull a Jabroni and have like 4 different copies of something. Though I've already done it, and I have 2 copies of a couple of games, so I might just work out a deal with Joe. Maybe he'll want them, but I know he doesn't collect for the Switch, but maybe he will.
Safe than sorry, sir. Better safe than sorry.
But you might. I mean, you might want some of the games that I got doubles on. You might want them. So
You
we'll
never,
see.
never know.
Never know. I know how much of a fiend Joe is. You know, start flashing them video game cartridges. He starts to get twitchy. So so we'll see.
Yeah, I
But
fall in
yeah.
love.
You were like, ooh. So. But that's what I've been buying. And so on the next show, I'll definitely will let you know if I went ahead and purchased any Switch games. So that way y'all can tell me what you thoughts about that. But that's really what I've been doing. So last but not least, Kev, buddy, what have you purchased, if anything?
So I've only purchased two things. Uh, there was a GameFly sale that Jabroni was kind enough to let me know about. And I picked up Visions of Mana and Morbid, the Lords of Ire. So Visions of Mana is a JRPG I've been wanting to get a hold of for a while, but other things either took my attention or it just kind of fell off the aisle of forgetfulness of my brain. And this other one, Lords of Ire, just looks like a janky ass Devil May Cry wannabe
That's
game.
awesome.
So I just looked at it and I was like, we'll see what it's about.
Were you going to pick
I
up
like a
Lords of
good
the
beat 'em
Fallen?
up. Isn't
That remake that they did of the Lords of the Fallen IP. I know it's been it was super cheap, and so I wasn't sure if you were gonna pick that up as well.
No, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I think it
I
was
heard that
PlayStation Plus. It was PlayStation Plus 1 month, I believe. So
Really,
it
if it
might have
was, I
been.
missed it.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm remembering, I wasn't in love with the combat of some of the gameplay that I've seen on YouTube.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I think I kind of pushed that to the side, and I'd heard some. Basically, what I saw didn't really entice me enough to want to investigate it further. So I just kind of put it. I just kind of put it out of my mind. But those are only two games that I've got. What I'm looking for, I'm toying around with the idea of upgrading my M.2 internal on my PS5 to a 4 terabyte if I can find one at a price I'm willing to pay. Since I converted over to the Pro, my M.2 is only about maybe a little bit less than half full. It was really full before. And it was just filled with, and the reason why is that there was a bunch of games that I no longer have that was still on that old drive. And when I switched over, I went on ahead and went through and deleted all those games. So that gave me a whole bunch of real estate back. So I play all my PS5 games off the M.2. I only have a couple of games on the internal drive. I think the only game that I have on there right now is Marvel vs. Capcom Fight Collection, the one with MVC2 on it. I think that's the only game I have on the internal drive at the moment. But I'm looking for. I kind of want to play Veilguard. The combat looks interesting, and I like a good combat game with a good combat system. I'm holding off for when that game inevitably goes on sale, whether it hits Black Friday or not. I don't know. We'll see, but I know I don't want to pay full price for it. I know that.
I missed a price mistake on it because GameStop had it for $22, a used
Make it
copy.
holler.
Yeah, and it sold out pretty quick.
Okay.
So. But,
yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that for a Black Friday sale for Veilguard because I don't want to pay full price, but the combat has me intrigued enough that I want to play it. And really, some maybe a couple of non-gaming things I want to get. I need a new set of kitchen knives. The knives that I have I have these ghetto ass constantly dulling kitchen knives that I'm just getting sick of. And I bought my mom a set of, oh, what was the brand of that? Now those knives that I got. It's the same ones they use on Hell's Kitchen. And for that
Mm-hmm.
competition, I think they're the I forget what they call them now. But anyway, I got those for my mom and she loves them. And I've used them a couple of times when my mom wasn't feeling well, and I cooked for her. And I used those knives to cut it. Man, them things cut through. It makes dicing and cutting. And I used to think that kitchen knife quality was just was like a marketing term. Like what you would see when the talking about Ginsu knives, and for people old enough to remember the Ginsu. Oh, cut through a tin can. Oh, and it
I
cuts
remember
through a
that.
tomato. Oh, yeah. I used to think that was just all a bunch of marketing hype. But in reality, a great set of kitchen knives really does make a difference in how you prepare your food to be cooked, how it makes, whether you're butchering, slicing up or butchering up a chicken, or trimming a steak just the way you want it. It really makes us a difference. And as someone who enjoys cooking, who probably should have gone into culinary school, but I don't like the idea of cooking for a living. I just like cooking just for myself and for people I care about. That's really all what I like about cooking. I don't know if I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't want to do it for a living, but
I care about you, Kevin.
yeah. When I say when I say people I care about, I mean friends and family. I used to do like
Thank you, buddy.
barbecues and stuff, and then, I think you've been to a few of them years
Oh
ago.
yeah. No, I know them.
And I really enjoy cooking, but I hate the idea of having to do it for a living, which is why I didn't go into culinary school. I thought I wanted to for anyway. Um, so kitchen knives, I would like to get a really nice high end set. And while visiting, got a couple of weeks back, we stopped by my wife's best friend's house to say hi. And she has this, well, she's got two things. She's got a Ninja Frosty maker or
Hmm.
slushy maker. She bought two of them. She's got one for non-alcoholic and one for alcoholic
Smart.
slushies. So I love that idea. I just don't think I have enough kitchen space for 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 two. In fact, that's not. I don't think. I know I don't. But that thing, I Ninja used to make some of the trash ass kitchen appliances. I had some of their earlier stuff, like I had an early a blender from them, like real early when just it was like when they used to be infomercial only, and then switched over and started sending their products into real places like Target and Walmart. Right when that started happening, I bought a Ninja, um, what do they call it, blender, and it was trash, like complete trash. But now their stuff has gotten really better. Like I've got a Ninja air fryer that is the bee's knees, and I tried that Ninja slush maker, and that's awesome. So I'm kind of want to be on the lookout for that. And they have this. She's got this other thing. It's called the bartender or the barster, and basically it's like it is a Keurig for alcoholics, because you buy the machine and you buy these pre-prepared pods, and it makes cocktails for you. Like you can make them as strong or as weak as you want, and it just depends on how many pods you use. So if you want to make an old fashioned, Long Island iced tea or whatever, and you just buy the pods and you buy the unit, and it's just like a Keurig for booze heads, and I really like that. So if I can get one of those, they're kind of expensive, but if I can find one of those kind of on a Black Friday deal somewhere, I will make room for that, definitely. Even though even though my kitchen space is very limited for all those. I'll make room for that bar buddy. It's not what it's called. I can't remember the name of it now. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for.
It's
So
worth
what's
it.
your price point for the 4 terabyte RAM upgrade for your PlayStation?
Well, they used to be like regular price, weren't they? Like $300 or $400. I don't want to pay that. I wouldn't mind paying like $250.
There's a 250 deal right now
Uh-oh.
Really?
on a Western Digital at that. So you just need a what do you call it? Not a heat sink. Is it a heat sink? Yeah, heat sink. So
That's going to be my problem, because then I got to do research to see which heat sinks are going to fit. I want it like an all-in-one unit. I want an M.2 with a heat sink that has already been prepared compatible with the PS5, because I don't want to get the wrong heat sink and have to send all that crap back. So it's going to have to be one of those all-in-one deals.
God, I'll keep an eye out for you because
Yeah.
I got your back.
No, thank you,
Right
sir.
here.
Thank you, sir. So that's really all I'm looking for. I thought about getting Persona 3, and I may still do that, but I don't know. I have to stop and think about, am I really going to have time to play all these RPGs?
They are time constraints.
That's really what I have to
One
ask
day.
myself.
But
So
one thing I
we'll
forgot is that
see.
I was trying to grab the 30th anniversary DualSense Edge this past week, and yeah, I just fell flat on my face. So
I
Sorry,
completely forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. It just it was literally about maybe 7 o'clock that night where it hit me, and I just felt deflated. Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
well, I got into a queue, but I basically signed on to the queue too late. And of course, I had this annoying thing called like working that got in the way a little bit.
That's why I forgot about it. That's exactly why I forgot about it.
Work sucks.
I still have a 30th anniversary DualSense on its way, mañana. It's been shipped, so
There you go. There you go.
I consoled myself by saying I just got the normal plain Jane DualSense, but hey. Oh, poor baby. Oh, but I did order myself another controller from Japan, not from Japan, from China.
China. Get it before
On
the
there.
tariffs come in.
Yep. So I got myself a Vader 4 Pro to be hanging out here with my Vader 3 Pro. So, so I'll be enjoying that, the FlyDigi Vader 4 Pro. So I definitely, if you guys are looking for a controller for PC or Switch, I would definitely recommend that one. I've been using it this past week on PlayStation using a Mayflash adapter, and it is the bee's knees. It's good stuff. So
yeah, I've thought about the only other thing, since I completely forgot about that 30th anniversary DualSense. I mean, DualSense Edge. I have thought about the HAL Phantom. The only thing that has me reluctant is that I'm seeing conflicting, even on the Amazon, it's got conflicting reports that one says that it no longer has the DualSense function, meaning all the haptic feedback triggers are gone, and then another report will say that, oh no, it has all the DualSense functionality as the regular one. So that's the only thing that kind of has me reluctant on getting one of those. So
What is it? I never heard of it.
It's called the Phantom. I can't remember who makes it. It's it's one of those fancy smancy controllers.
Oh, okay. I think you
And
told
it's
me
like,
about it.
yeah, I think I told you about it. I just can't remember the name of the company that makes it, but right, I know the name of it is called the Phantom. But the thing that kind of has, like I said, one report says
It's
it's got,
from Hex Gaming. Yeah, Hex
yeah,
Gaming. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, Hex Gaming, they're like a boutique vendor that basically they take standard stock controllers from both Xbox, PlayStation, and then they go and mod it basically. So,
mhm.
and they crank these controllers out basically. So they put back buttons on there and so on and so forth. Usually they will charge from $200 to $300 for those. So
Yeah, yeah. So I thought about maybe grabbing one of those because I'm in love with the Edge. It is I never thought I would get one of those specialty controllers. If I decide not to get one of those, I will probably get another Edge just so I can have one always fully charged when one goes out. But because I really do enjoy it. But yeah, that's really all I'm looking at right now for Black Friday. Really disappointed that the Target 3 for 2 or 3 for 2 deal didn't come back this year. Really disappointed that didn't happen. That was one of the bright spots for Black Friday I was looking forward to, but
You're still early.
C'est la vie.
We seen in the forums. It's basically people think it's going to drop between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So
Between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Huh.
yeah, basically, usually maybe about first or second week of December. So
I thought it happened before Black Friday last year.
Yeah, it did happen, but it was like not directly related to Black Friday. They do run these every so often, so
Mm.
so it's like because I've gotten like stuff. Usually, what I'll do is I'll do pre-orders. I'll order 3 of the same thing and cancel 2 to get the prorated price and do it that way. So, and you could do that with Target. So
Okay.
so
Yeah, hopefully it comes because it was a good deal.
I will post something in the Discord once it drops. So I've been very vigilant about posting deals in the Discord since Black Friday has gone around. So
All right. And that's really about it.
Cool. Okay, so we are going to keep this question open because we do know that people are still on the fence, and him and Han, Goonie, about what they're going to buy and what they're not. So we're going to keep it open. If you think about anything, you want to buy anything, or you've bought something, please let us know in the comments on our YouTube or join our Discord. Kevin will let you know how to join our Discord at the end of the show. We have one other thing that we want to talk about, and that's start thinking about your game of 2024. We're gonna start talking about that stuff. We played games as you do, and we know that you all played games, and so start thinking about the games that really meant something to you, or that you actually beat or played. There's no shame, and let's talk about that. So want to put that in your mind. So keep thinking about it as we're getting closer to the end of the year, because that's definitely going to be a question that we're going to be asking as the 3 of us are going to give our top 3s of 2024. But what follows me. It's the Jabroni Gaming News.
all right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, good times. So we're going to start out talking about the game we were talking about last episode, and it is Obsidian's Avowed. So basically, Woo-hoo! Obsidian's Avowed has made the preview run through various outlets, and a lot of people have been posting /videos, /impressions, so on and so forth. So kind of good to get the word out, because obviously from the various Xbox showcases and whatnot, you didn't really get to see too much of gameplay or impressions of gameplay. And so from the footage I've seen and the impressions I've kind of perused over this past week, basically a lot of people saying that it kind of reminds them almost like a stopgap between Skyrim and Elder Scrolls 6 that it feels kind of like if you were playing Skyrim, but with that Obsidian type of flavor, if
Outer
need
Worlds
be.
almost.
Yeah. So, and, people's impressions at least said that the combat offers a lot of variety. There's swords, hammers, bows, and magic on there. The game's opening is very clear about encouraging you to experiment as far as the different play styles on there. One particular article I was reading said the character, they developed a magic wielding archer on here. So there's a lot of free variants as far as the combat is concerned. So
yeah, well, I was watching another one of the guys is Fextra Life, and he basically said, and if you want to, like, they give really good opinions. Their opinions are really good, and it's really based on a lot of fact, and just I really like their takes. So one of the things that he was saying is this is a magic based system, meaning at some point you will have some sort of magic. The system, even though you can bounce around in different areas, it's a magic system. So you will have some sort of magic involved in the system. So if you're not fully wanting to not do magic at all, you might be at a disadvantage. So there might be some kind of a magic archer or a magic, paladin or a magic fighter or something. So magic is going to be a part of your play style. And I think that's really kind of cool. However, I know some people don't like having to do magic all with weave in and out of magic when they're doing their attacks. But given what I've seen, so I watched a lot of Avowed cover. I'm really super excited for this game. Again, that's the reason why I keep my potato. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see what Obsidian is doing with Avowed. So,
yeah, I'm kind of curious too as far as what's going on with it. I mean, only thing you could kind of say about Avowed that maybe it will be at a disadvantage. It's coming out in February, right around the same window as Civilization 7, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and Monster Hunter Wilds. And so it's coming out in a pretty big window, and a busy window. And so, whether, I think in its own, because it's on Xbox only for now, and or PC via Windows, of course, and I think it might be available on Steam as well. So I think also they made it available on Blizzard's loader on here on
probably.
They on Battle.net they were advertising a non-Activision / Blizzard game on Battle.net that happened for the first time ever. So after the acquisition. But we'll have to see. I know, Des, you're going to fire it up on your potato, see how it runs. And
definitely first day. I'm baking that potato.
You know it. And I'm going to take a look at it too. So I'm not sure if this will get you to get a maybe a month's free Xbox Game Pass, possibly, Kev, to play it on. I don't know what you would play it on. The cloud, PC? I don't know. So.
I would need to check to see if my TV has. I don't think it has Xbox Game Pass on it. I'd have to check. I don't. But I'm not like going back out and getting the Xbox at this point.
There was a crazy deal at Best Buy I saw, and it was a Xbox controller, like one of the new ones, like the Ghost controller or the blue one, the fancy dancy clear one. But they were having it bundled with an Amazon Fire HD stick on there that if you got both in a package, it wound up costing like $52 total. So.
I do not have a Fire Stick at the moment. I don't need one, but because I have Amazon on other things. But
I looked at that and it's like, that controller is pretty nice, and it's like, it's just, but in my mind, it's just an Xbox controller. So it's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
if I'm using an
So,
adapter to use it to play like other things or on the PC, it'd be one thing. But like controllers like Vader 4 Pro, Vader 3 Pro, are like, hate to say a little bit superior, more bang for the buck. But if I didn't have an Xbox, if I traded in, I would definitely think about maybe looking at the cloud option. But hey, I'm not at that point yet. So, but
definitely not.
yeah, we'll definitely check out Avowed when it does come out, though. Next thing I want to talk about, and kind of not a surprise, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's director came out to say that the game is not getting any story DLC on here. Basically, in an interview with Daily Star, Naoki Hamaguchi explained while he was aware that fans of the series have been asking for DLC similar to Final Fantasy Rebirth on there. Basically, it's not going to be happening because they would rather start working on Part 3 sooner on there. So he basically explained we definitely do hear the desire from fans, the voices out there that want that kind of thing. I understand it completely, but from my perspective, what the fans really want to see is not necessarily DLC. They want to see the third part of the series as quickly as possible. So he's basically putting it down that they are going to work on the third portion of the trilogy. Earlier this year, Hamaguchi said he is confident the third part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy will be one of the greatest video games ever made. So he's out there laying down the gauntlet. So on there, so we'll have to see. But
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way Square Enix, because nothing ever meets their sales projections. But I kind of wish they would take the Capcom approach. Capcom is pretty chill with their bringing out the games because they basically state that even if the game doesn't meet expectations at the beginning, they also talk about how long a tail a game has later on in the back catalog to be able to make most or all of its money back, even at a 50 to 70% discount. So that's how they managed to sell gazillion copies of Resident Evil 8, Monster Hunter World, because of the fact that they understand that after a certain point that, a game is going to get discounted, and you're going to see a bunch of people just buy the game on the discount. They're not going to buy it day one. They'll be taking a look at the PSN and Xbox and Steam and taking a look to see if they could pick it up on the sale instead. So on there, but I'm not sure why Square Enix wants all their money up front, it seems like. But
I think Capcom probably has a tighter grip on their development costs.
Yeah, it's probably.
I know they have the RE engine is in-house, so they're not having to pay any licensing fees. I just think they have a tighter grip on their how much that they actually spend to make a game, so that they can do things like that. Whereas I don't know how much Final Fantasy. I know 16 was very expensive, and I'm pretty sure that Rebirth was expensive as well, if not more so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what a lot of that ties to, as well as the development costs. Like I said, it shouldn't cost. It shouldn't cost the U.S. military budget to develop a game. It just shouldn't. These 300, 400, 500 million dollar costs is just asinine. They got to do something to bring that in.
Hopefully, once they bring the third game out in the series, depending on whatever arrangements they have with Sony and PlayStation, they'll probably make a little bit more money back by bringing the game out on other platforms like Switch 2, if it can handle it, and also possibly bring it out for Xbox as well. At least, I'm not sure if it'll sell on Xbox. If you put it on Game Pass, they'll get the Game Pass stipend, the welfare queen, Phil Spencer, welfare queen.
Wick Gaming.
Well, that's Game Pass in a nutshell, right? So, So,
Oh God.
so pretty much, they'll be able to make a profit then from there. But we'll see. Hopefully, the game is just as good as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was really seriously thinking about playing Remake, but part of me, I'm kind of itching to play a Final Fantasy game. So I haven't in a while, and I was debating whether I go back and I've dabbled, but I played 10 almost to completion, but I never beat it. So I was thinking about either playing 10 or, God forbid, going back and playing 15. Good old Noxus. So, and I know you enjoyed that, right, Kev?
I did. It was very fun. It performance wise, I mean, it had. I was playing on console. It's a fun game. The only thing I did not like, I'll be honest, Remake has a much better combat system than that one.
Got it.
Way better. Way better.
Way
All
better.
right.
Yeah.
Next news story I want to talk about is Star Wars Outlaws is getting more work done. So, Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft and the developer of that game is working to remove most or all of the game's instant fail stealth objectives in an upcoming update. So this is one of the parts of the game when it first came out that people were freaking livid about because of the fact that they kept failing at these stealth sequences, and a lot of people just don't get along with stealth. And it was a point that it actually brought some of your character's stats down because of the fact that you kept failing at this stealth missions, these multiple stealth. It's basically, it had an instant fail. So basically it had a lot of backlash with players and critics, but the creative director has gone in and saying these objectives are being changed. I know, I think in October they released an update to kind of loosen the window a little bit, but they basically said, and this is from the creative director Drew Reckner, he said, player choice has always been a core focus of Star Wars Outlaws, of course. After listening to the users' feedback, we realized there's more we could do to give you even greater freedom. Like restrictions like do not raise the alarm or do not get caught in quest are forcing players into stealthy playstyles, limiting the ability to choose whether to use combat or not. As a result, some quests could feel frustrating or unfair. We found that detection mechanics could be unpredictable and inconsistent as well. So they are working to expand player choice. They're removing forced stealth from almost all quest objectives. That doesn't mean that sneaking is no longer a viable or preferable option, but if you get caught while sneaking, the objective won't fail and it will reset you to the last checkpoint. But they said basically instead of that, you'll transition into combat instead. So you won't fail per se. It's just going to bring up a combat situation. So I'm thinking by the time this is patched out, maybe you go buy it for $20-$30 and go enjoy some Star Wars Outlaws. So we'll have to see on this. I know I'm going to wait to play this until after this. I'm not going to play Outlaws until the patch is out. So on here, Des, are you thinking about maybe, because I know that a lot of people said that those stealth sequences were just like, muy malo, just bad.
I'm gonna play it, like I said, but I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait for it gets a little cheaper, but I'm definitely gonna try it. The stealth sessions, I don't know. I mean, I have heard that they're crazy, but I think most stealth sections are a little bit, can be very tedious and whatnot. I just wish it wasn't forced. So, if you're gonna allow someone to run around and just kill people and indiscriminately and do stuff like that, then you should be able to, allow it to be a choice to do stealth is all I'm saying. So, it should just be a choice. So,
Yeah.
But I will play it. Like I said, I will buy it at some point because I am a crazy fan of Star Wars. So we'll see what happens.
All right, good deal. Okay, next news story. Just want to talk briefly about PS5 Pro owners are complaining about some of the Pro enhanced titles. So,
what?
Unfortunately, the pisser has taken the piss, and Silent Hill 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor are both having issues due to the upscaling UI. The The whole like AI business is causing some issues. So it's creating a lot of shimmering in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's also making a lot of things look bad in Silent
Oh,
Hill 2 as well. So,
say it isn't so, Joe. You
yeah, I
spent all
know.
that money and
Yeah. Some people are posting, at least on Reddit, and said, this is PS5 Pro Enhanced. This is false advertising blatantly. This is worse than standard PS5. So this is from a user on Reddit. So, of course,
of course they are.
the
The game.
outrage. Yeah. So,
Because VRR was perfect on version 1.0. None of that stuff happened when VRR was introduced. Gosh, because I remember, everybody's, what was it, 2080 or whatever it was when that was introduced. Gosh, it was just working perfectly. There were no artifacting or screen tears or uh, frame mismatches. I remember it working perfectly when VRR was first introduced. So
yeah,
yeah,
but they want to go blame it's Sony's fault. Oh my God. It's like, what are they doing? It's Pro. It's $700 piece of shit. Oh,
a
blah, blah, blah.
proprietary AI program not working perfectly in version 1.0,
Oh my
my
God, the outrage.
goodness, gosh, I just feel so taken advantage of for my 700.
Yes. Yep. But Konami and EA have both stated that they are aware of the issue. They said that they are working on a patch as far as for Silent Hill 2. I know EA commented that they're aware of the situation. They're quote unquote investigating. So
That's good.
on there. So, if I
Investigate
guess,
away.
yep, I'll have to take a look. But, you know, the problem is that there should be more coordination possibly between the publisher and Sony. Sony maybe needs to get on this, maybe with any internal teams they might have to try to mash these little things that pop up out quickly. That way it's not an issue where a publisher is waiting to resolve an issue for months on end or anything like that. So,
Well, I mean, again, it's a patch for an already released game. So is there really when the console launched, it had, I think, what, 50 games that were pro enhanced?
yeah,
What's
I
the
think a little bit more
rush?
than that. Yeah.
What's the rush? And I'm sorry, but you're talking about version 1 of an AI based hardware solution that can be upgraded through through firmware upgrades. It's not going to be perfect for every game, and not every third party publisher is going to utilize it as efficiently as others. For those two games that are out, everything else is working smooth as butter. So I don't get it. I don't get the outrage. Oh, I feel so taken advantage of, because, like I said, we all know VRR worked perfect on day one, version 1. I mean, it worked so perfect. They didn't even have to go and do a version 2, I think, or a version 3. I think they're on now. So because these things are supposed to work great out of the gate, it's silly. It's I don't know. I think people are just on a hate on for some of these companies. I think Sony has graduated to almost to Apple status of tech nerd fanboy hatred. It's
Mm.
very weird. It's extremely weird. It's like, what's that old saying? They hate us because they ain't us. You know, people, I think, get emotionally attached to these uh, consumer products for whatever reason, and folks get bitter because the horse that they bet on isn't completing the race. Not that it's not competing, it just that horse just quit running, and they folks is big mad, and so any little thing that comes along, they're ready to, oh my gosh, this is. I'll bet you the people that were complaining about, they took my money, they probably didn't even buy the damn thing. They're just posting, at best, posting somebody else's receipt. It's just a whole bunch of horse shit.
Horse pucky.
Mm-hmm.
You know it. Stick it up. Or go. All these people having some shimmering issues. Go play some Turok. Maybe get.
That's all you really want anyway. Just play some Turok.
And again, it's not to excuse what has happened, but at the same time, people are acting as if this stuff works perfectly fresh out the gate. This is a proprietary, up-resing or performance increasing AI-based algorithm that makes your games look better and perform better. And not everybody's going to utilize it to the same level of effect. There is a thing called talent. There is a thing called expediting something before it's ready. I mean, how many times have we seen that in gaming? So, they've acknowledged it. They said they're going to figure it out. They said they're going to patch it. We'll just give them time to do it. And if the patch doesn't fix these things, then okay, well, we know that you guys need to either get better, or Sony needs to send some techs over to guide you on how to utilize this thing properly. That's literally what it boils down to. This stuff takes time to properly develop. This is only 1.0.
It also is taking more time to get off the ground. It is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Of course, this got brought out for both the Xbox Series X and S and also on PC. But right now, it has been tarred with the overwhelmingly negative review brush on Steam, with players reporting a range of issues. Basically, they have pointed the finger yet again at Microsoft on here, insisting that players download the bulk of the game. There's about 50 gigabytes to download for the game on there from Microsoft's servers instead of Steam servers. It's been basically going slow go on here. So people that were trying to play the game at launch, they saw their download stall at 97%. And basically crap out after that. So, and they also reported stuck in lengthy login queues in the game as well. So Flight Simulator's reliance on streaming means that plenty of people are having a miserable experience, even if they do get in. Reported issues including sluggish world loading and even invisible planes on there. So
they can fly Wonder Woman's jet.
One reviewer on Steam said, "I can only marvel at the depth of the simulation, as now it feels like Boeing was actually involved in building the servers." So, another user on Steam said, "I enjoyed the short movie about a man on a plane. However, it seemed quite expensive for its length, about 1 minute. I would wait until the loading screen is on sale before purchase, because it gets quite samey after the 70th time it loops." So, on here. So yeah, Microsoft is having issues. According, they made a statement, "We are aware of user reports of long initial loading times into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. With so many users initializing the sim concurrently, we have a large number of server requests. We are working to help resolve the issues as soon as possible." So for users whose initial load is beyond 90% and no longer progressing, we recommend a reboot. Otherwise, we advise waiting to allow the loading to proceed as normal. So yeah, you can't install it because it's all downloading from Microsoft servers. So, yep, we'll have to see. Some Steam customers have expressed concern that Microsoft Flight Simulator's 2024's lengthy in-game install solution means downloads are eating into the platform's 2-hour refund window. So, Valve moved to assure customers only playtime would be counted back in 2020 with the original Flight Simulator, but it has not confirmed yet for the 2024 version. So we'll have to see what happens with this. I mean, right now it's kind of I hate to say it, crash and burn from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I was talking to Kev about this game because I haven't really followed this, but I noticed that there was a sales listing for the game on Best Buy the other day, and I was looking at it, and so they have another avowed situation with this game. So Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is available at Best Buy for $129.99 for the Premium Deluxe Edition. You get a jumbo steelbook with it, but you get another code in the box on this thing. So imagine spending $130 and you get a code in the box. You get a ginormous jumbo steelbook with nothing to put in it except for a custom pilot's lanyard and a letter from the developer that's inside. So
that's not bad.
The letter from the developer. So, and there's a review on Best Buy's website from one of the purchasers of said game. And they basically stated that, they said people like me that buys a code in the box version do that just because we like to collect our games big boxes. But unfortunately, the box comes with a type of adhesive tape, and to open the game box, you need to remove the tape, and to remove it, you damage the box.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they posted a photograph of the box, and the box is that usual circular sticker that they put on top of steelbooks, and it's like you can't really take it out of the package without tearing the box. So it's like,
if they cut it,
they did not cut it. They were trying to tear it off, and they tore off part of the box. So
why didn't they just cut it?
They should have cut it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't really put that on Microsoft. That was just
user error.
That's just user error, but they could code in a box. I'm sorry. If you give me a disc, if I'm buying your physical edition, I need a disc. I'm sorry.
Well, it's Flight Simulator 2024 in a nutshell. So there's digital codes out there. If you want to buy the Aviator edition, it's $199.99 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it includes all of the Premium Deluxe Edition content, including 25 additional aircraft and 10 additional handcrafted, mind you, international airports. So
it's kind of cool.
How do you handcraft a digital airport? How does that work?
I have no idea.
I'm at a loss. Isn't this just another example of how our infrastructure is not ready for cloud gaming yet? It's just not. If you're timing out at 97%, if you're having all these issues, we ain't ready for cloud. We don't have the infrastructure.
We'll have to see. But hopefully the users, I know Will D said he's played Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hopefully he can maybe comment and let us know if it's going good for him, if he has tried 2024 yet or not. So.
And if you got the big box, did you cut it or did you actually tear the box? I'm being serious because it's like I would just tear the box. Just like cut it, right?
Yeah, cut it and then fold the sticker underneath so you don't tear the box. So poor users out there, that's the same type of user that will comment like, "Oh, the game came broken. I'm giving 1 star." It's like it's all obviously on UPS or whoever else, or Amazon left it at my doorstep and they got stolen, so 1 star. So it's a similar thing. Give an accurate rating to the game, but all right. And then our announcements and release date news nuggets. Sega went and kind of did a kind of craziness on here. They announced a Virtua Fighter remaster, only available on Steam for some reason, called Virtua Fighter Revo, R-E-V-O. It's due to release this winter with no official release date confirmed as of yet. Sega describes it as the quote-unquote ultimate edition of this legendary game, and it will boost 4K visuals with updated high-res textures and more. The game will actually feature support for rollback netcode on there, and lo and behold, I think I think people are excited. I don't know as far as you guys, but for me, I am a Virtua Fighter 5 stan. I love it. I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
are a
I
stan.
love it. So, and they're going to update the PS4 version of the game as well to include some character updates, some balance updates, but this version is not coming out for consoles at all, at least not confirmed as of yet. So, but it's being worked on the Ryu Go 2 team, on here, the same team that has brought out like a Dragon on there, but this is not affecting any way. I guess they did announce also too that they're working on a new Virtual Fighter Above and Beyond. So this will kind of be the stopgap maybe to get a little momentum for the game before the Virtua Fighter 6 is released. But it's interesting that they're keeping it to Steam for now. So, Kev, any thoughts on this, or any might give it a shot, or you don't want to bust out your PhD to be able to play this game?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's
Okay.
why I couldn't get into Virtua. I've never been a Virtua Fighter fan because I, I, each character is just so ridiculously in depth. I think that's great. I love watching high-ranking VF gameplay. I don't have a problem with any of the characters. I think it looks like a fun game. I just don't have that kind of time to invest. It's almost like RPG. It might be one thing if I was a younger person and had much better reflexes than the ones I got now, but hell man, I can't even get Tekken down. I can't Virtua Fighter is just even beyond that. So I'm good. I will watch you play, sir.
All right,
Cheer
good
you
deal.
on from the sideline.
Basically, all I'm doing is just building the muscle memory I've had from playing Virtua Fighter 4 with my friend Terry for hours on end, for months on end. So
Yeah, see, I
that's
don't have any of
basically,
that.
yeah. And I played a lot of Virtua Fighter 3 in arcades too. I've been a fan of the series since back in the day, back in Saturn.
Mhm.
Remember getting it with my launch Saturn. I was just happier than a pig in shit. So,
Mhm.
Woohoo!
woohoo. Also on the announcements and release date docket, Assassin's Creed Syndicate got a recent update on November 19th. They went in and they patched a 60 frames per second patch for both PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X. It also added 4K resolution on top. So basically, if you wanted to play an older Assassin's Creed title, this one is now super the greatest on here. I think it's been rumored with the whole upcoming Ubisoft Assassin's Creed hub that they're working on, is that they're going to put prior games in the series on the hub, and so they're going back in and updating some of the series to include the 60 frames per second, so they run good on current gen software on there. So, but any thoughts about going back to this, Kev? Didn't know if you own Syndicate or not.
I had Syndicate and I didn't like it that much.
Got it.
Yeah.
I re-downloaded it. I'm gonna check and see. I haven't really played an Assassin's Creed in a while, so we'll kind of see how it is. Knowing me, I'm playing Turok. Maybe I'll go back and play Assassin's Creed 1 or something. So
Yeah.
The Ezio trilogy is worth playing. The first one was very good too. The best of the bunch is Black Flag as far as a mechanics perspective. But Syndicate, I don't know. It just didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game to me because the sister was all stealth, but when you played as the dude, it was just it I don't know. It just didn't vibe with me. And also the combat wasn't that great, as if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe with a more steadier with a 60 FPS patch, maybe the combat will feel a little bit different, but I don't know.
we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna have it downloaded, so maybe I'll check it out and I'll give my impressions. Who knows? Don't hold your breath. But and then last but not least, PlayStation announced, along with developer Kuro Games, The free-to-play open-world RPG Wuthering Waves, if I could pronounce it properly, is going to be brought out for PlayStation on January 2nd, 2025. It is a free-to-play game, kind of in the same vein as Mihoho's Genshin Impact. On here, it's an open-world action RPG. On here, pre-orders are available now for $9.99 on the PlayStation Store, but that will give you just a bunch of stuff to start out the game with, including all sorts of credits and other items to get yourself a nice little boost before starting the game. But the game is quote-unquote free to play on there. So I know this game's getting some kudos on both Android and also on Apple phones on here. So this is their first foray. I know it's available on Epic Game Store as well on PC. So Des, have you checked out any of this gameplay for this particular title?
I have not. I was just kind of the first time that I'm hearing about it, but I'll definitely have to check it out. I probably will not play it on my phone though.
Oh no! It's already out on Android and also iOS. So, but I'm definitely gonna check it out on there. A lot of people, at least on Resetera, basically said that it plays very well and the gameplay is really good on there. So, but the story kind of tends to be a little bit too tropey. But gotcha games like that kind of play that way in a way. But I'm looking at the character designs for some of the avatars you grab, and they look nice. So we'll have to see. But definitely something to start out the year with on that. So I think between this game and Freedom Wars Remastered, I'll be busy at the beginning of the year. So
probably.
All right, and that's the Jabroni Gaming News for this episode.
All right, thank you so much, Jabroni Chief. Game night takes place every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's the date and time that we set aside to play games with our growing Discord community. So if there's a game that you'd like to play and you're looking to either play with us or play with other members of the community, go ahead and post that game in our Gaming Vessels Discord server. So you might be asking, well, how do I join? Well, that's easy. You just head on over to the app formerly known as Twitter, currently known as X.
X.
And also you can hit us up on Blue Sky as well at Gaming Vessels, GAMINGVESSELS. Click the link in the bio and you're in. So there's no merch that we got to hawk to you, and there's no Patreon tier list that you need to pay for. You just need to be a reasonable human being that likes talking about games with other like-minded folks. I mean, like-minded meaning they like talking about games as well. So if any of that sounds good to you, I would invite you to join us aboard the good ship Gaming Vessel. I think you will enjoy your stay. Special kudos go to Goonie, who participated in our main event question, which we are extending. So again, definitely want to encourage our listeners to participate in that, to have your Black Friday gets, wants, and desires mentioned on our next episode. So special shout out to you, Goonie, for giving us a little bit more meat to chew on this episode of Gaming Vessels. And that said, that is going to bring episode 265 to a close. We want to thank you for hanging out, cooling out, chilling out, without a doubt, with us this episode. Also, this is our episode before the Thanksgiving holiday, so we want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
For Des,
yes,
a.k.a. the Bay Area Terror, a.k.a. the High Res Hater.
That's me.
A.k.a. the Cat Daddy, a.k.a. that Gamer Stab Daddy. And for Trader Joe, a.k.a. Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. I'm Shonuff71, a.k.a. Digadulamite.
Purple bling bling, y'all.
And we'll be back next time, episode 266 for your ears. And once again, happy Thanksgiving. Peace.
Gobble, gobble.